I've been very impatient and so excited to make this video. After binging on the show, I really wanted to dive deep on some of my favorite moments from the show, the interesting ending of season 2, some predictions for season 3, and some of the wildest conspiracy theories you guys sent me on Instagram. If you haven't already, you can follow me there at JammyPants4 as I constantly update about the channel over there. So you have already been warned. This video is obviously going to have spoilers, so don't diss me for doing the obvious. You're here more or less because you've seen the show and have so many thoughts about it, just like me. I think before I start talking about the way the show concluded, I have to chime in and briefly speak about some of my favorite moments and characters that I couldn't really flesh out when I made my spoiler-free review. First of all, I think Kaustubh Kumar as Tanmay, the overbearing CEO that constantly hounds Srikanth, has put forth an ideal performance to become a meme template. Whenever I would see Manoj Bajpayee look at him, I would be contemplating, Abhi marega Srikanth ise. The slow simmering anger in his eyes as he tells him not to be a minimum guy. Oh my god, I could just feel his rage. He brilliantly states, "Kam chillana zyada." A simple statement that says so much. I think one of the best qualities about the show was how they integrated Chelam Sir's character in the series, played with ease and conviction by Uday Banu Maheshwaran. Being the mentor of the current chief of RAW, the man had ample experience during the Sri Lankan civil war and provides information to Srikanth and tasks that often lead to them making small victories in the case. The cautious nature of Chelam Sir and how nonchalantly he would enter and exit scenes was such an inventive and interesting element to add in The Family Man. I think a lot of you guys mentioned that there could literally be a spin-off series just with Chelam Sir. I think to have cameos of him throughout the series randomly entering scenes to provide critical information would be something that would work brilliantly. Do you think this character can get an extended cameo in the series? What did you think about this feature? Do tell me in the comments below. I heard some crazy arguments about Samantha's performance and how it didn't live up to the intensity that was required for a character like Raji. But the moment I heard this opinion, I couldn't help but get flashbacks to the scene where Raji is constantly slapped by her boss while he forces himself on her. Triggering her PTSD and the trauma she has endured, her eyes possess such rage. I can wholeheartedly say just in that moment, Samantha had encompassed the aura that a character like Raji required. Even more so, Srikanth in his strategy to break people always improvised emotional stories, but Raji did not break in any way. When she explains her experiences, stating that her story is real, Srikanth finally comes across a person that can call out his bullshit. He is taken aback and Samantha is not intimidated in the slightest. I think one of the most underrated sequences from the series includes Milind and JK's conversation about whether or not they're doing anything noble. While commenting on how they simply covered up the story of the toxic chemicals that were momentarily dispensed in Delhi's air, telling the public that it was a mere gas leak, I think it put into perspective the constant dilemma that people have who are ordered to function on the ground level, without debating about its morals. The question whether or not are we even good people? On a lighter note, I think I absolutely fell in love with Umayal played by Devdarshini Chetan. My favorite sequences of her include an altercation when JK and Srikanth are in jail and there is obviously a miscommunication leading to an absolute outburst and JK's phone being doused in a bucket full of water. I think their relationship develops in such a cute manner, especially communicated by the hand that pours more of a stiff drink. Because, well, Umayal's just a badass. I also heard some arguments talking about how emotionally distant or predictable the series was, but I think quite the contrary. I mean, the last thing that I expected was Dhriti to mercilessly kill Salman, a sequence that had my jaw drop. And emotionally distant? I mean, I was sobbing in several sequences. Am I just going through a tough time or you felt the same way as well? Do tell me the moments which made you emotional in the comments below. What definitely broke me was the phone call where Srikanth just wants to break down and be vulnerable with Suchi but suppresses his emotions to carry on. And the moment Suchi completely breaks down as Srikanth returns and the family is working towards finding Dhriti. An underrated moment as well for me was when Srikanth visits JK in the hospital. To get to see a male friendship beyond the exterior of the banters that bros do, it was good to see Srikanth just be so concerned for his best friend, almost angry at him. As JK says, "Pushpa, I hate tears." I fell in love with their friendship. Okay, so let's talk about what probably was the huge debated topics or criticisms regarding the series. I think it was a conscious decision by the creators to move on in season 2 while it had so many unresolved issues. I mean, Kareem's girlfriend is absolutely angry and is determined to make Srikanth pay, but what we get is only a brief interaction between both of them and we never really revisit the same. While Sajid is cornered completely and dies in a shootout, I thought the series would also conclude by telling us, or at least giving us a picture of what Sameer's next plan is. We somehow by the end of it forgot about Sameer and completely focused on Raji and her mission. I thought the final sequence to stop the plane from taking off was spectacular. What is shown is that Task successfully stops Raji as the plane blows up in the air. But one of you told me that the rule of TV is that if you don't see the body, the character isn't dead. If there is such a possibility of Raji making a comeback, it would be rather far-fetched. I mean, come on, it went up in flames and we saw her in the plane. I think Raji coming back would be highly unlikely. The most important point though, Lonavala mein kya ho raha hai? What the man. The moment that scene transitioned to a blackout, I shouted like Monica from Friends. But come on, for Suchi to be so emotional and constantly projecting her anger towards Srikanth, who is actively trying to mend his marriage, I think there's no doubt about the fact that she cheated on him. Even if it isn't something sexual, I think it may have been a kiss and then Suchi may have stopped herself. But I cannot imagine anything other than the fact that she cheated, because at least the baggage that was convincingly portrayed by Priya Mani only projects that. I think it's pretty clear, right? But my god, are the creators evil for that scene. Some crazy conspiracy theories that have been formed, and do tell me in the comments below whether you have some wacky theories regarding the series as well. There is an argument that Arvind, played by Sharad Kelkar, is actually an undercover agent playing the long haul game of trying to create animosity in Srikanth's life. Even if he is not an agent, I feel like he has more of a vested interest now that he has developed feelings for Suchi. People are also not convinced that Chelam sir is just an informed agent. There is a belief that he has more of a motive than just being an informer. If Chelam sir becomes a regular feature, I think there can be a possibility of exploring Chelam sir going rogue while still providing information to Srikanth, projecting as if he is on the right side. It would actually be a delicious back and forth. Raji striking back is another theory, but I highly doubt that it is going to come to fruition. Season 2 ends with an individual speaking about an upcoming mission to someone digitally as he is located in Kolkata. This is presumably set after the pandemic that has affected countries and citizens globally. I can assume that the individual is an agent who is asking whether their mission is being provided a green light or not. Titled Mission Guan Yu, named after a Chinese military general who is celebrated for his righteousness and heroism. He is a deity that is worshipped and is also considered to be the Chinese god of war. The interaction communicates the fact that agents are traveling from West Bengal to Nagaland and to eventually Arunachal Pradesh. They acknowledge that civilians and the government are distracted with dealing with the pandemic, and it calls for a perfect time to strike. I would assume that Srikanth and the task force will be dealing with conflict in West Bengal, so look out for some Bengali actors coming in the mix, transitioning to Nagaland and Arunachal Pradesh that has had a long history of conflict with the establishment and the influence of foreign elements. Of course, the Chinese in this case, that will threaten national security will definitely be most of what will encompass Season 3 and what Srikanth has to deal with. What are your thoughts? What do you think Season 3 will explore? Some people were like it will explore Srikanth combating individuals responsible for spreading the virus from the Wuhan lab, which would be a little crazy, but also a bizarre mission for Task. But I think it can explore Sameer taking a different route to attack India this time. Oh my god, there's so many theories. Do tell me in the comments below. I would love to see whatever you guys have to say. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.